Hello, Simon here from the Tudor Group, and welcome to our playlist, which is the tiny Tudor houses. Now, if you've been following our series, you'll know that from the last episode we got let down by the factory right at the last minute. It was a rental unit that we'd actually organised, and just before the delivery of the trailer they suddenly decided it's not going to happen. No factory available. So I got a bit of luck. My neighbour said they've got some land available, offered me the land, and we've had to build almost overnight a workshop and a factory so that we can actually build the show house of the tiny houses and get this up and operational. So take a look for this episode and see how we're coming along. Well, that's my steel just arrived. And notice that the posts, the columns that's going to be putting together this factory, they're also galvanised, although it's a different type of galvanising from what we've used at the trailer, so we can actually weld these together as normal. So good old-fashioned stake and string, make sure our columns all come in a straight line. At least we got our theodolite. That's the first steel column in place. We've braced it just to keep it in place until the concrete goes hard. So that's going to give us a 6-metre high building, because the tiny houses are 4 metres high, so then I've got to clear 2 metres on the roof of that, which gives you a nice easy working space. We're going to be building our factory old school. I'll have to remember the days back when I was 16. So that's sand, cement, stones, mix our concrete in a bucket. These leaves at the bottom of the very first column are actually a Thai tradition for bringing luck to the building. So that's my 4 corner posts all in position. My roofing sheets have just arrived. Now, we've bought the type with the reflective foil backing because, as you can imagine, this is all about reflecting the heat back out. And I'll use something similar to this with the actual tiny houses. Another delivery of steel this morning, and this will make the roof trusses. And we've now got all of the perimeter posts in place. And luckily, with last night's storm, nothing blew down. Here's the next part of the build. We're making up all of the roof trusses, but we're going to make them up onto the floor in this little makeshift tent here. And then I'm going to bring the crane in for a day to actually lift them up and weld them in position on the top of the posts. Right, just take my mask off here because everybody's really COVID precautious at the moment, because we're actually in our 3rd lockdown here in Pattaya, and everyone's being really very careful. So you can see in the background that our tiny factory is being built. In fact, it's too small to call it a factory, so we're going to call it our tiny workshop from now on. But that's going on at one stage, but I want to keep on moving forward with the tiny house, because this is obviously the star of the show. This is what it's all about. So the first move forward here, now that we've got our trailer, is to put in a metal underbelly. If this is going to be travelling on the road, you've got the possibility of stones and chips and everything being able to bounce up, and I don't want any damage to the flooring at the bottom. So step number 1 is to put in a metal underbelly, which comes in rolls, it comes in sheets, and that's going to be set into each section right the way down through the trailer. On top of that then, we have our insulation. Insulation, always important. It's going to be in the floor, it's going to be in the walls. I keep banging on about this when we're building the houses. It doesn't matter if you live in a hot or a cold country. Insulation is where your energy saving is. So we're going to have our sheets of insulation sandwiched in between, and then on top of this then comes moisture-proof plywood, and that is the base of the flooring. So I'm going to step out the way and you can watch some of the sheeting being put into place. Just had a meeting with the guys about lifting up these roof trusses. Oh yeah, about that, boss. We don't need the crane. We can do it by hand. Okay, I said, as long as you use the scaffold. Slightly short on the scaffold height. So the scaffold's been built on the top of the trailer. First scaffold erected, and that can position the very first roof truss. Well, wanting to make a roof in the rainy season, not one of my best ideas. This is one of those 50-50, get it right or get it wrong. The way the delivery has stacked the roof is the complete opposite way that we need to lay the roof. So every single sheet has got to be turned. You can't believe just 20 minutes ago it was a proper monsoon. Now we've gone back up to 37, 38 degrees, just pure in the sun. Anyway, back on with the job. Here's the girls lifting up the next roof panel. This is one of those times when I wish I could actually put feeling into the video. Since those insulated roof panels have gone in place, I'm not joking, the temperature has seriously just dropped. If you'd like to watch more videos like this on what Pattaya and Thailand have to offer, then click on the link up here. If you'd like to see what property promotions we currently have, then click on the link down here. If you generally just like to follow the channel, then please like and subscribe. It's not going to cost you a penny, you just have to click the button, and if you ring that notification bell, you'll never miss any up and coming videos.